Hey YouTube, hey subscribers, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to all my new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. In this video, I'd like to reflect on something that I find myself calling the narcissist in my mind often, and that is an evil idiot, or the evil idiot. Why do I call narcissists evil idiots? Well, first off, I'll do a disclaimer and say that they're not all idiots. I'm sure that many of you listening could attest to some highly intelligent narcissists that you've run across. And I would venture to say that the more intelligent they are, the more malignant they become, because they're capable of actually calculating and creating really effective plans against other people. But I'm not really referring to those. I'm talking about your standard, everyday, run-of-the-mill narcissist. Most of them just tend to be just wicked, evil little idiots. And it annoys me so deeply. It irritates me because if you're going to be evil, at least be evil and smart. At least be evil and intelligent. At least have a plan. Have an effective strategy, that works. Your life should be working, you evil little idiot. When I look at your life, I should see a very accomplished, effective, functioning, seamlessly flowing life. But no, you choose to be an evil idiot, and that bothers me. I really don't like the mixture. I really prefer one or the other. Either be a complete idiot or completely evil, or evil and intelligent, but not this evil idiot mixture that I tend to run across all the time. So I've made a couple of points here to illustrate what I mean by the narcissist tends to be an evil idiot, which is just annoying. So for one, they're usually very dependent people. They're dependent on you in some way, either for approval, or oftentimes they'll use your brain to do things. So they'll ask you to kind of work out a problem that they're having so they don't have to work it out, because honestly, their mind really doesn't function that well. Often in my videos, I say that they don't really like to do any original thinking or the creation of new thoughts. That's not really their style. So they'd much rather use your mind, your active, functioning brain, to think for them. And you'll find yourself doing that. And it may be flattering at first that someone trusts your opinion to the extent that they do. But what you slowly start to realize is they start shifting all major decisions in their life over to you. So you'll do the research, and then you'll run back and do a report for them. And they're wowed by it, and they're impressed, and they love it. And you feel good, because you used your skill set to help somebody, until you slowly start to discover that that's all you ever do for them. You're always doing something for them, and they rarely have something to offer in return for what you've done for them. They're very dependent people. People who tend to be somewhat intelligent also tend to be somewhat independent, because they've figured out how to do life to some degree on their own. They've figured out some type of system, some type of flow. They've plugged in and they're making it work. But narcissists are dependent on people for something. It doesn't have to be financial. It could be emotional, could be approval. It could just be that narcissistic supply of your frustration, them causing you frustration. But they don't have the wits to self-soothe, I guess, and figure out how to do things on their own. So they calculate wicked little plans to accomplish their goals. Here's another example of how narcissists tend to be evil idiots. And I see it a lot in the workplace. And I bring the workplace up a lot because I spend such a huge amount of time and a huge chunk of my life in the workplace. And I've had a lot of experiences with these people in the workplace. But here's something that I've seen over and over and over again with these people. And they tend to design flawed systems. The evil idiot tends to design very flawed systems. Systems that just don't work. Systems that are always being redesigned, revamped, remapped, renovated, innovated. Always rebooting. We're always doing it over and over and over again because the first design, it's been flawed from the very beginning. Here's what allows you to know that you're probably dealing with the narcissist who designed it. They are totally closed off to feedback. So when customers are telling them, you're telling them, their peers are telling them, their boss is telling them, and they are just so dead set on this flawed system or this flawed process, and it continues to prove itself flawed over and over and over again, and they will not change it. So not only do they tend to design and set up flawed systems, they also refuse to change those same systems once the discussion is being had about, hey, I don't think this is working. Here's another example that kind of steps out of the workplace, but it sticks close to business. I really have an overall distaste for aggressive salespeople. And the main reason is because I have always felt like your product should sell itself. Design a product that sells itself. There are so many needs in the marketplace still to this day, even where we've come with technology. There are still so many things that we need as consumers and as a society. There's lots of products that still need to be made that would sell themselves. Design products that you can't keep in stock because the demand is so high. Then you don't need aggressive salespeople. But if you have someone in my face constantly, or you make the mistake of giving an email or a phone number and they blow your phone up, they blow your email up to try to get a hold of you and sell you whatever it is. The fact that you have to push so hard to get me to see the benefits of your product means that there's something inherently flawed within it. So my point in all that is, narcissists tend to design flawed systems and stick to them. They hold tight to them. If narcissists were intelligent, they would design systems that weren't so inherently flawed. Another way to think about this is they have a total lack of understanding of how all the parts fit into the whole. So narcissists tend to be able to maybe sometimes focus very well on just one part, but they don't get how that one part fits into the whole entire thing. Like, if we were to take the human body as an example, narcissists will focus on the right foot and that's it. So you'll have a very healthy right foot, but the rest of the body is failing because, who needs a liver? I'm a foot, so I don't need a liver. Yeah, but the liver plays a vital role. Well, we're a foot, so we're just going to cut the liver. What else can we cut? They're all about making cuts because they don't understand how all the parts fit together in a synergistic whole. They totally lack that awareness, and that's kind of sort of what makes them idiots. They stick to their guns even when they're wrong. Okay, we've all heard the classic example of someone's going the wrong way driving. The husband or the wife says, hey honey, I think we missed our exit, and they're like, no we didn't. And next thing you know, they're 600 miles up the highway, 3 states over. Okay, just committed to the wrong thing, fully committed to the plan that's not working, because their ego is so fragile that to admit that they made a mistake means the total collapse of the ego. It means the total collapse of the self for them. So they're very rigid in that they make a plan and they stick to it come hell or high water, and usually both do come, and they'll keep just trying to carve out new avenues to try to make a square peg fit into a round hole, and it just doesn't work. Along that line, they also totally tend to lack awareness of, well, you know what? That's debatable. What I was going to say was they tend to lack awareness of how their little wicked actions are affecting not only those around them, but really like their future. So for example, you might have someone who comes into an organization, they're a pure narc, and as a result of their behavior, maybe they're not in a narcissistic organization. They're getting written up. They're being given feedback, but they totally reject it and refuse to take it and continue on in their wicked little ways. So not only do they fail to see or care about how their actions affect others, they also seem to fundamentally misunderstand what it's doing to them. So it's almost like self-cannibalism in a way. They don't see or don't care, or do see and don't care, how their actions have destroyed their relationships, familial relationships, workplace relationships, friendships, how their actions may have cost them money at some point in time in their life, maybe large sums of money. They either don't see it and don't care, or do see it and don't care. And that's what makes them evil idiots to me. Like, you're so stupid that even in being evil, shouldn't you be concerned about your livelihood, your bank account, some type of connection? They're incredibly self-destructive individuals, mean self-destructive individuals, evil self-destructive individuals. And it shows in their actions. Again, like I said earlier in this video, you know, if you're so smart, Mr. or Mrs. Narcissist, then your life should show it. Your life should be reflective of all this intelligence that you have. Okay? If you are king or queen, whomever, your life should be reflective as such, in whatever way that looks like to you. So to me, what that means is this person would probably have no debt. They'd be well educated. They'd maybe own a piece of property or two. They'd have healthy friendships, networks, associations, lots of little things that make them happy, whatever that may be. Health, vitality, you know, they look loved. They have a nice wardrobe. You know, to me, these are the markers of success. They're at peace. They don't seem to be filled with a whole lot of anxiety. They seem very resolved within themselves. To me, that's like some of the markers of success. But I don't see that in narcissist lives. The narcissists that I know are really, really miserable human beings, by and large, for the most part. Like when you take the whole picture, they have a very unhappy picture. And and the fact that they treat people the way that they do, it shows how arrogant they tend to be. And, you know, that arrogance is what prevents them from receiving that feedback and making changes that would actually help them. They're so concerned with winning, they don't even care if it destroys them in the process. As long as they win, at least they know they won. And to me, that's what makes you an idiot, because you totally lost concern for even yourself. So that's my spin and my take on narcissist, the evil idiot. Love to hear what you think down below. Thanks so much for your participation in the comment section. I learned so much from you guys, and you guys inspire videos. Take care, everybody. I hope you're having a great week, and I grant you the permission to exist. Bye-bye.